now we can focus on the next button, which is a partner point of contact, primary point of contact location, right? So let's do that. There are two things we wanted to do. One is, we wanted to ensure that this is read, the coordinates have been read, and then passing the coordinates to a map component, and then let it plot the coordinates on the map. So we don't have a default map component available in JavaScript in our Lightning Web Component framework. So we will be using Leaflet library. So this is a third-party, library, open source, which we can use to build the map and then plot the coordinates in it. The very first thing is I want to first download this third-party library, uh, the files, and then use it back in the HTML. I cannot directly refer this back in my HTML. In my HTML template, in our Lightning Web Component HTML template. So that's the reason I'm just going to download this. So if I go to download, I just see the latest version. Let me get this downloaded. So let the download complete. So once this is done, the very first thing what we wanted to do is we just wanted to upload this as a static resource. So briefly, these are the steps that we are planning to do it to get the partner location completed. Yeah, this one. So we just downloaded the leaflet library, right? This is a zip file. It contains all the necessary JavaScripts and CSS files. So let me upload this as a static resource. Then we do have specific modules in Lightning Web Component to load the files that reside in the zip file. Okay, so first let's use this resource URL and import the static resource back in the back in the Lightning Web Component. Then use load script and load style functions from platform resource module to load the necessary scripts and styles needed for us to plot the map. Yeah, then we will simply pass the coordinates, of the partner contact location. Yeah, so we will use get record. It's a Lightning UA record from Lightning UA record module. So we will use get record method and get the lat and long data points and then pass it back to the map library. So so at a high level there are 6 steps involved. Let's move forward and then get this implemented. So we just got the leaflet library downloaded. Let's first go to the org. Let's go to setup and then upload the library. So let's go to static resource and let's first click on new and let's give a name leaflet and we have to choose the file. Alright, from the downloads I've just selected my leaflet.zip and then I'll just ensure that the cache control is public. So let Salesforce take care of caching this file for me. So now it's been added, right? So let's go back to the code and let's start from here. So on click of partner contact location. So on click, I want to execute a function with JavaScript controller. So we'll just say open contact location. So that's my function name. Let's go back here and let us add it. Yeah. So the very first thing what I wanted to do was I just wanted to have a property. Okay. So I'll say show location. Show location. Property to hold, flag to open, location, component. So by default, this will be false. And I'll just say when this is clicked, I just wanted to say show location is equal to true. So let it be false by default. Okay. So I can use this property back in my HTML template And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say I'm use a template, and if true, HTML template, if true, if show location is true, then display location component. So that's the thing. So let me just move this into this. Cool. So now I do have this partner contact location um, included in the template, right? Good. So this is done from the partner detail. Let's focus on building this partner contact location. So let's close this one and let's go to partner contact location right here. So the code is empty. Let's start from here. So very first thing is, right, I just wanted to hard code this again, the ID. Or let me do this. Uh, Let me say instead of hard coding this, okay, I will use API decorator so that the parent component can send the partner account ID, selected partner account ID. So I have a property expose public property. So this is my public property to receive partner account ID from parent component. So in our case, our parent component is partner detail, isn't it? So let's do that. So we'll just say partner account ID. Let us be partner account ID. Let me copy this, and we do have partner detail right here. Right, and right here, let's pass this as an attribute or access this as an attribute, and we follow kebab case naming convention ID equal to. So this should be selected partner account ID. Right. So now as a parent component, it is passing the account ID back to the child component. I can use this to get data from the database because I need get lat and long, the latitude and longitude, right? Coordinates, right? Values from DB. Okay, using get record. So first let's do this one, then we can further continue on plotting the map. Yeah. So how do I use this? How do I uh, get this data from the database? It's easy to do that as we are dealing with just one record, right? We can simply use get record function from get record from the Lightning UI record API. So this will help me to just simply get the data that is needed from the database. So we can use the rate wire function to make a call to get record, and we will also ensure that the record that is being retrieved from the database, okay, will have this record ID. So we are instructing Salesforce that okay, go to this record, basically this. So we'll dynamically pass the value. Yeah, go to this record and then bring me values not from all the fields, only from the fields that I instruct. So again, we can instruct the field name, fields from which we want to retrieve the data. So in this case, use the object API name dot, let's say partner, it's partner underscore geo. So let's quickly go back and then cross check the API name first because this is a composite field. Let's look at the Geolocation, you can just see this, right? Location. Let me copy this. Let me just put it right here. And again, geolocation is a composite field. It has both the latitude and longitude. So how do we access? So from this location, yeah, we'll have to just say latitude underscore underscore yes. So this is my first field. My second field is this. It's latitude, and then the other one is longitude. Right. So this is how I can able to, instruct what fields that I need. I don't want fields, data coming in from all the fields, right? So I can just instruct Salesforce. And then once the data is retrieved, I just wanted to process the output, which is also fairly simple. This is something that we did already. So I can use data and or error rather, system properties to read the information. So we'll just say if there is a data, okay, then do this. If it's an error, then just for now just log the error in console. Later we can change this one. Yeah. So what do I do with my data? So let's have two properties to hold the data that we just retrieved from the database. Property to hold location. Yeah, location coordinates. So I'll just say this is my latitude and this is my longitude. Okay, so what we can do is back in the code we can just say this dot latitude equal to from the data you have fields and you can just read value of this particular field. That's it. So read values from field and assign to a local property. That's what we are doing. So that's latitude and this is longitude. Perfect. So now we got the data in hand, right? So cool. So this is pretty much done. Part of the work is completed, right? Now it is time to plot the, plot the map, correct? So for which, let's go back to the HTML, contact location HTML, and let's have a placeholder to show the map. Okay. So first let's have a lightning card. Let's give a title saying that this is a partner location, or let's say partner contact location. Yeah. So inside which let's have a div and let's give a class to the div. Let's say it is a map and let's have a fixed, height for this map. So let me say it's a 300 pixels and width can be auto. Good. So now we have the placeholder to plot the map inside this div. Yeah. So cool. This is cool. So let's go back to the JavaScript. Okay. And the very first thing is we wanted to import the right, functions, right? So very first thing is import leaflet from static resource. So that's what we're going to do it. So we'll just say import. Let's give a name and say it's leaflet from. So let's use @Salesforce slash resource URL slash leaflet. So leaflet was the name that we had given, right, at the time of uploading the library as a static resource file. So I'm just going to use that one. Okay, So I'll use this Salesforce resource URL module, yeah, the package module, to load the file from static resource. And then the next thing is let me import two functions, load script and load style. These are two functions that I would like to import from platform resource lightning slash platform resource loader. So this is a module that has two functions. It has two functions, load script and load style. So why do I need this? So if I go back to the leaflet library for once, so this is the zip file that we downloaded from the URL, isn't it? So it has a lot of files. It has CSS files, it has JavaScript files. The core function that helps us to build the map or plot the map, right, is written right inside this JavaScript, and all the styling and other things, right, is written inside the CSS. Okay, so we wanted to load this JavaScript and CSS back in the Lightning Web Component and then start using the functions that's written inside this JavaScript so that we can nicely plot the map. So that's the reason we are going to use this load script and load style. So now we do have this. Let's go back. Let's load the script and CSS when this particular component is added to the page. For that, let us use connected callback, our lifecycle hook. Yeah, and then the very first thing is we wanted to uh, load the script and CSS, right? So let us do that. So for which we will be using promises, JavaScript promises. So promise.all, and I'm going to load the style and the CSS here. And if it is a success, then I just wanted to if it is a success, I just wanted to this dot plot map. I just wanted to ensure that this particular function is called, and this will simply call. I will just use this, yeah. So this will simply plot the map for me. So I'm gonna write a function, the name plot map. So let's wait for the implementation, but this is what I'm going to do it. So promise all. So what is it I'm going to do it in this promise all? So I'm just going to load these two files, the CSS and the leaflet.javascript file. How do I do it? Very simple. So I want to load two files, right? So for which what I'll do is I'll bring this right here, and in promise all I'll use an array. I'll just say that I want to load two files. Okay, the very first one is load the script for me. Okay, the name of the script is this. So this load the script right here. So the name of the script is this. So from the leaflet library, so this is the one, right? From the leaflet library, there is a file with the name leaflet. Let me copy the file name. That's leaflet.js. So that's the first one I want to do it. And what is the second one? Let me load the style. It's just the same. Load the style to this file, and go to this leaflet library, and you will find find a file with the name leaflet.css. So this is what we are going to load. Okay, we're going to load, and once this is successfully loaded, then we would like to ensure that this particular function is getting called. Yeah, so that's what it is. So yeah, so now we can further focus on building this map, okay, which is also fairly simple. So all the documentation needed to learn this, right, you will find it right here. If you go to the quick start guide, you will find how to So you will find a code. So that is a div called map, and then you can just use l.map of map and then set the view of the map and then pass the coordinates. So all the things, what we are going to do it, what I'm going to do right now is right here. Okay, in the documentation. It's simple copy and paste. Okay. So let's move further. So the very first thing that what I wanted to do is I just wanted to back in my code. So find the div where we wanted to plot the map, which is fairly simple. So I'll just say constant map is equal to from this template, okay, dot query selector, okay, find an element with having this class dot map. Yeah. So if you guys could recollect, this is what we used as a class name, right? So now this is done. Now if it is there, if map is there, then start plotting the map. Okay, that's what we're gonna do it. So let's have a property to hold this one. Okay, let's have a property. Let's say load. Let's say leaf let map. It's a property. So let's do this leaflet map and just say this dot leaflet map is equal to. All right, I just simply took the code from the documentation and then just pasted it. So we have this map, just add it with the zoom control in. So once this is done, right, then we can have a location. So let's get a location. So this dot the lat, which we retrieved from the database, and this dot longitude. So this is also we did, retrieve from the database, right? So we have the location. Now let's have the marker, leaflet marker, which is equal to, again, you'll find the code back in the documentation right here. Okay, you'll find the code leaflet, l dot marker. So which is what we are going to do it. So I'll copy and then paste the code right here. And instead of just hard coding this coordinates, right, let me simply pass the location. That's it. So this way I can able to, set the marker ready. And then once the marker is ready, I just wanted to add this marker back to the map, this dot leaflet map to this one. Yeah. So once that is done, we are all set. So now we are ready to set a view of the map back in the page. So set view location. That's it. We are done. So this is the code that we just wanted to use to plot the map. Yeah. So key things, this one, load the library first, yeah, and then pass the location coordinates. Yeah, so that's it. So let's ensure that our changes are saved, and also let's ensure that both the components, right, our partner contact location and detail both are deployed. So let me wait for the deployment to complete. Good. So both the components have been deployed and there are no compilation errors for now. So let's move forward and then refresh the page and see how it works. All right. Let me also ensure the cache is cleared just to be on the safer side. Yeah, the page is getting refreshed. Let's click on partner contact location. Now you can see this, right? It just plotted a graph and you can just see the coordinates have also been plotted on the graph. So the partner contact location is also working. So well and good. So in summary, this is what we did so far. So we managed to import an external library back in the Lightning Web component, right? We loaded that as a static resource and then we used the right module to, import the static resource, and then we used a platform resource loader module to load the style and CSS, right? Load style and load CSS functions, load style and load script functions to load any script file or CSS files back in the code, and then we also did call the functions defined inside the inside the JavaScript external library, isn't it? So that's it. This is done. I think we are pretty much done with this component as well. So let's try to build uh, the review component, view partner reviews component. So that will show the list of reviews, right, against a particular partner. Then we can further, build on just by bringing all the components together, because right now the entire component is working based on the hard-coded ID, correct? So we have to remove that as well. So we will focus on building view partner reviews component first, and then make that dynamic. Let's bring all the components together.